Hey guys, Rod here from Hunt Shack and I am Hunter. Today we're going to do a little bit of a review on a Steiner scope that I've got, brand new. It's going to go on my 300 Win Mag Chipui Rolls rifle. It's a brand new rifle and I'll be doing a review on that one as well. It's kind of the entry level to my dabbling in prestige rifles. So this is kind of, I guess this will be the most expensive rifle I've ever owned, and I mean, whether you like that or not, it's neither here nor there, but there's a couple of reasons why I've chosen this one. It's a straight pull, which is really interesting to me, but let's concentrate on the scope. So the scope that I've chosen for this rifle is the Steiner Ranger. It's the 3-12 by 56, so I want a really big objective on the end, lots of light coming in, and so let's open it up and have a look. Nice big box. It's always good when you get it feels better when you get a big box anyway with anything that you grab hold of. The first thing you'll kind of see, obviously, is the scope, a bit of paperwork, I guess a cleaning cloth, the details on your warranty, and some details on the scope itself. So to give you an idea about this particular scope itself, it's the 4AI reticle that's in it, which is the illuminated reticle. It's got 5 day and 6 night settings on it. I do a fair bit of night shooting, so I'm not envisaging this rifle will do a whole lot, but it's still just nice to have that kind of illuminated reticle, especially on your dull days and stuff like that. And the technology around for these things now is really good. So it requires a 3 volt CR, I think it's a 2032 battery, which are pretty darn common. But there's one in your pack that comes in your pack for the rifle itself as well. And just as a bit of a rundown, it also has a ballistic turret edition, which is in the box as well. So here's your box, there's your scope, and we'll have a quick squiz at these ballistic turrets. So they're your ballistic control turrets on the back there, and I'll actually do this is just a quick review right now, but I'll do another review where we'll be down at the range and I'll show you how to set up these ballistic caps, because the caps are actually set to your caliber and they're set to even the type of ammo you're going to use. So it's really cool the way that they've done that. So I'm pretty excited to get a hold of that and have a go at it. And then we'll test it out at 300 and 500 after we've obviously zeroed it at 100. The scope itself, they're pretty good looking bloody scopes. I mean, you know, your price range for this thing with the illuminated reticle, I think, is around the 1700 mark. Of course, you got your covered caps for your scope to protect your scope when you're not using it, which comes with the actual scope itself. A nice big objective on the end. You've got a 90mm eye relief on it, around about, I guess that's 3.5 inches. And as I said, it's the 3-12 by 56. So at 100 meters, you should have about 12 meters of view with this thing, and it feels good. I'm pretty sure I read that it's around 400 grams, 405 grams or something like that. So, sorry, 700 grams. So correction, it is actually 700 grams, 705 grams or something like that. I guess most of my Vortex Vipers that are all around this size, which I've used for years now, and I'm now kind of delving into other scopes, have been around the same weight, anywhere between that kind of 700 and 800 grams. So, you know, I mean, it is what it is when you get a larger scope and a larger objective, obviously with the 56mm on the front, and then your 30mm tubing. You want something that's fairly solid, got a little bit of weight in it, but not too much to make it hard to carry. But I mean, it does look pretty. There's no doubt about it. It looks pretty, it looks smooth, it looks, you know, very sleek, and it looks like a well-manufactured scope, that's for sure. What I will do in the second part of this video session is I'll grab my phone scope. I've got one of these Scoped Visions phone scopes, and this thing, you just basically tie it onto your scope and you can record everything that goes on in the scope from the side. And what I'll do with this is I'll test the low light capability of it. So I've got, my missus has got another iPhone X, so I've got an iPhone X as well. So we'll use the same iPhones, and we'll tap these on and just see what kind of difference you get with night vision out of the scope. So that should be interesting. And this thing works really well, so not part of the review, but I'm telling you now, these things are pretty gold to film things and sort stuff out when you're range shooting and or shooting out in the bush as well, which is cool. Now, so your illuminated, I guess, functions are on the side. And like I said before, you got 5 day and 6 nights, 6 night functions. It looks pretty bloody good from what I can see already. Nice and fine, the dot on the end, very clear. And certainly in the daylight here, you know, in the house, it just looks absolutely smack on. Very, very clear. It's got your Steiner high contrast optics, which means, you know, all your glass and all that kind of stuff is really expensive stuff. It's dry nitrogen filled, so fully waterproof, guaranteed not to fog up on those cold days, and should be a perfect scope pretty much all round for what you want to do with hunting as far as your distance hunting is concerned, but also your close in high caliber hunting with your larger calibers and stuff like that. So I think it'd be fine. For the warranty on these things, I found this a little bit funny because I've been with Vortex and I've been using Vortex scopes for a lot of years, and they're probably the ones I know the best. And we've used Boris scopes over the last couple of years, which I've been pretty impressed with. But these guys only have a 10-year warranty, which I guess 10 years is quite a long time. But at the end of the day, I'd probably like them to see them to step that up and match certainly a lot of the other, you know, big scope companies out there, and you know, put some real backing behind their scopes and give them a lifetime warranty, because there's just so many of those companies out there doing that these days. And most hunters look after this stuff. I mean, yeah, they get bashed around and beaten up a little bit, but at the end of the day, you know, when you buy a decent scope around that kind of $2,000 mark, most people look after them. So, and they're built reasonably well for that money as well. So I'd expect that. Anyway, Steiner, have a look at that if you ever watch this video. So for the long range junkies, you've got at 100 meters, you've got a 1.7 meter elevation and windage range at 100 meters, which is a hell of a lot. Obviously, the larger tubes we've got these days gives us a better range as far as your ballistic stuff's concerned, and I'm pretty sure it's 1 centimeter per click. Although I'll check that and correct that in the next video if I'm wrong. But your base turrets at this stage, pretty much just your normal kind of scope click turrets. You don't need any tools with these like the old scopes, you know, which is good, but they're just your normal cover caps, and away you go for windage and elevation. The same on this one. Feels good, everything feels nice and comfortable, nice and tight. So I'm pretty sure that it'll work bloody well. We'll open this up now, and we'll have a look at these end caps, and then in part 2 where we take this thing down the range on the rifle and we sight it in, and we do our we also do our range testing, and I'll do the night testing as well to see how good it is at night, especially in your low light conditions. But that's your caps. So these caps are set to different calibers, and the caliber ranges are in the details in your book here. And you basically set these caps up. You take this cover cap off, and you set the cap up permanently on top here for your elevation, depending on your caliber type. So pretty cool and neat little setup. I'm actually quite impressed with this, because I reckon it's going to be pretty cool setting this up specific to the caliber I'm using and the weight of the bullet. So it'll be interesting to see just how accurate it is, especially once you stretch it out to 500. So I will definitely do that, and we will see what it's like once we get it out to 500 meters. That's pretty much it as far as this scope's concerned. The only other thing is, as far as the mounts are concerned for this one, I've got mounts that are actually specific to the rifle. These are the mounts that are made for this rifle. So it's a quick release, single one-piece mount system. It has its own locking system in it. And so the scope will be mounted with these, and I might chuck up a quick vid just showing you how that works as well, and away we go. So good luck out there hunting, but that's the Steiner Ranger. Not a brand new scope. These scopes have been around for, I guess, since about 2018, late 2017, early 2018, so they've been around for a while. The Ranger scopes, they've got a bloody good rap online. I was checking them out and having a look at the reviews too that are out there, and I thought, you know, they're actually a bloody nice looking scope. So I'm really looking forward to getting this thing out in the range and try it out. Just as a bit of personal info, why did I choose why choose the 3-12? I mean, the front end objective is really for the low light conditions, and if you're hunting stags and stuff like that, you want to get as much time as possible. I'm also getting a little bit older, so having a little bit more light coming to the end of the scope is helpful for old fellas. But in addition to that, with the 3 times being so low, it's just great because your quick acquisition shots and stuff like that you're still capable of doing in close bush, and if you've got magnification starting too high, especially up around the 5, then to be honest, it makes those close shots a little bit harder, especially if they're quick, because you've just got so much in the scope. If something's within 50 meters of you, that it's kind of hard to tell what's going on. So for sambar shooting and stuff like that, which I want to take this rifle, a lot of the shots that I've had on sambar before have all been up close and personal, so I think that having that kind of low magnification is beneficial, and I don't need anything out past 12 on this rifle anyway, so 3-12 is perfect for what I'm intending to use the rifle for. And for most hunting, I think 3-12 nowadays, I mean, it used to be 3-9 that most people would get, but now that they've got, you know, a better range of scopes, 3-12 is perfect for hunting. It's really good. So if you see them about, have a look. If you're looking for a new scope, when I get it down the range and you see part 2, you should see how well it runs. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.